Hello. Today, let's see. Today it is Thursday, June the 29th of 2017. And then for me, it is 5:52 in the morning. Um, yeah, still trying to get a hold of this whole new baby thing. I've been through this several times. You would think it would be an old hat and it would be easy to do. The problem is there's like 2 years in between, at least or more, in between children for me. And so, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, this is what it's like. How did I navigate this last time? Plus, you get older, you know. I remember the good old days when I used to be able to stay up all night and get up early and like it never bothered me. I hear tons of people say that in my life. And now that I'm getting older, I can yeah, I used to be able to stay up all night and get up early, and it didn't even faze me. And now you know, I'm getting older, and it's not quite so easy. Um, Yesterday I was challenged. I was challenged to develop my patience. I was challenged to accept a path that I did not want to choose. I'm a real go-getter. Um, I'm the type of guy who I like to meet and exceed expectations. I like to see a goal, and not only do I want to meet the goal, but I want to totally destroy it. So, if I, if say I have a song and I want to get it done by the end of the week, like writing the song, that I set a goal for myself. So deep down, the real me is kind of like, okay, logistically, it would be great if we got the song written this week. What would be even better is if we got the song written, recorded, and maybe mixed and mastered by the end of the week. And so yesterday, I work in a factory. And so yesterday I went to work, and there's this area that I had to clean in the factory. And it was like, okay, it would be reasonable for me to get this done by the end of the week. But if I really, if I really focus and I work efficiently, I might be able to get it nearly all done, if not completely done, today. Um, so um, I started cleaning in I started cleaning it yesterday, and I didn't get done. Well, 2 days ago, and I didn't get it done. And so I came back today, and I went and looked at the progress I had made, and I was like, okay, this is good. And I worked for a little bit, and I had to go get a tool or something to work on a certain area of it. So I left and I came back, and this line had blown open, and it made a mess. And it was like every time I turned around, it was like things were happening. I was getting called for this or for that. 2 days ago, when I was working on the area, I was thinking, okay, I'm going to get this done, And I would get called out and be like, hey, can you come out to the rail yard and help move, rail cars around? And I'd be like, okay, maybe 5 minutes, no, hour and a half. And I used to be the type of person that was very stubborn, and if I had my brain fixed on doing a certain thing or achieving something and it didn't happen, I would get upset. I was a baby, man. I was a baby. I was a spoiled little brat. I would throw temper tantrums. I would, if I was working on something in my dad's shop or something and it wasn't going right, I'd do what I saw my dad do, and I'd pick up wrenches, throw stuff, whatever. And so, that's one of the cool things about my faith is I've learned to accept adversity, and I learned to realize that, sometimes God comes in and He'll put things in front of you that you don't want, and that will impede your progress. But actually, it helps you become better in a different way. I was on social media the other day, and I saw a friend of mine post something, and they were talking about how they were trying to get something done, but somebody was getting in their way, and they just didn't understand why, and they were getting really frustrated and everything. And I was sitting there and I was like, oh, dude, that's totally like God, like trying to like redirect your attention because he's worried about where you're going and he wants you to refocus because he loves you and he cares about you. I could totally see that in the story as it was written. And in the midst of my frustration yesterday, dealing with stuff, I was just like, this isn't going the way I want it to, and this is just stupid. And then, the story of my friend on social media popped in my head. I was like, oh, maybe I need to slow down and maybe I need to take my time, because yes, I could totally could have gotten that area completely done yesterday or the day before maybe if I'd pushed really hard, but then I would have been completely wiped out and had no energy left over for my children when I came home. And I've started this new thing. We didn't do it last night because my wife's daycare didn't have any clients, and we had an insurance guy coming over. We signing up new little Joseph for some insurance and whatnot, and so we did a movie night last night. But what I've been trying to do is when I come home, focus on my wife, talk to her, kind of be there if she needs me to take Joseph or handle any of the little ones, so she can work on dinner or work where she wants to work on, and then we have dinner, and then after dinner I've been playing Uno with the kids, which Uno is really cool because like with little kids who don't know how to read or write or whatever, they know colors, and sometimes they know their numbers. And if they don't know their numbers and they don't completely know their colors, we sit there and everybody seeds everybody's cards. We don't care who wins. And be like, okay, we need a blue or a 5. We got a blue 5 here, so we need a blue or a 5. And so the kids round up around me, and it's not what I want to do. I tell you what, if I had it my way, I would come home from work, I would beat feet down in the studio, grab a soda or a coffee or whatever to get me wherever I needed to be creatively, and I would be writing and recording nonstop. And my kids wouldn't have their father around, and my wife wouldn't have her husband around, and they would be fending for themselves. But I would be happy. So this was something God smacked me up against the back of my head recently. He was like, you should do this. So we play Uno, and then after Uno, we have these Disney books that are full of like different stories. We have one for like boys, and we have one for girls. The girls are all like princess stories, and the boys are like just stories. And so I'll pick one or the other, and there are a few pages, but I'll sit there, and it's also teaching them to be patient and to use their minds, because what was amazing to me is the first time we sat down to read the story, all the kids wanted to look at the book. And yeah, there's a picture here or a picture there, but nothing really grand to see. And so what I've been trying to teach them is I want you to sit down out there. I'm going to sit up here. I'm going to read. I'm going to sit in the rocking chair and read the book. I want you to sit down there and use your minds and exercise your minds and listen to the words and then put the pictures in your minds and sit still. And it's not perfect, I'll be honest with you. It's only the second, we've only done it 2 or 3 times, and it's a challenge because they're used to constant, like video interaction or whatever, and this is a completely different avenue for them. So I'm being patient with them, but they're trying. They're honestly trying. It's really kind of a beautiful thing, and it's not what I wanted to do with my life right now. It's not, after work I'm wanting to get stuff done, but at the same time, I'm thankful for this experience because it's opening my heart in a different way and kind of rekindling some connections. That because I haven't read or played card games with my kids or any of the other kids, the daycare kids, for a while. It's funny how God's ideas don't seem great on the surface sometimes, but then they feel great later on. And like I'm on Facebook, and I was going through my collection because I've decided God's kind of like, you really don't need all these guitars. They're just weighing you down. So I was going through my collection, cleaning them up, and there's this one I came across, and so I went on Facebook and I was like, you know what? Here's this guitar. It's not the greatest guitar, but I've cleaned it up, and it's a great beginner's guitar. So I was like, I don't want, and I told my Facebook friends, I was like, hey, I need your help. If you know somebody that could really use a guitar, wants to learn how to play guitar but can't maybe afford it, I was like, send me a message. And I was like, I don't want any notoriety. I don't want them to know where it comes from. Just you send me a couple of lines of why you think this person should get the guitar, and their mailing address, and I'll pick whoever sounds like the most needy, or whoever God kind of tells me, hey, pick this guy or gal here, and I'll box it up and I'll ship it free of charge. I don't want money for shipping or handling. I'm not even going to put, my name on it or a note in it. I'm just going to ship it to whoever and let it be a gift of surprise. So, I don't know. And at first it was kind of like giving away a guitar. Ugh. But it feels pretty good, I don't know. So, we'll see. Yeah. Surrendering your will and sharing and loving. That's all I gotta say about that.